Lads, welcome to a brand new video on the channel. I'm Ingood Nick, and in today's video I'm going to be reminding you of every Sheffield United top goal scorer from the last 20 seasons. I'm sure there'll be some players in here that you completely forgot about, so sit back, relax and reminisce. Just before we get into the video, if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. We're nearly on 9,000 subscribers, and with your help, we'll get there sooner. Now on with the video. 1999 to 2000, Marcus Bent, 15 goals. In the 99-2000 season, Marcus Bent scored a very respectable 15 goals in a season where the Blades ended up scoring 59 goals in 46 games. But somehow finished on a -12 goal difference after leaking in a huge 71 goals in those 46 games and finished the season in 16th, a very poor season indeed. 2000 to 2001, David Kelly, 6 goals. The season after, the Blades sorted their defence out well and truly by only conceding 38 goals. However, whilst the defence were doing their job, the front line wasn't. And that was the main reason United finished 10th and missed out on the playoffs. 2001-2002, ASABA, 7 goals. When the ball hits the goal, it's not Shearer or Cole, it was ASABA. But only 7 times. ASABA was the top goal scorer in this season, but that wasn't saying much, even with the Blades boasting a strike force of Paul Pesci-Salido, Lauren De Jaffo, Patrick Sufo and young guns Phil Jagielka and Michael Tong coming through the ranks. The Blades finished a poor 13th in the division and only managed to win 8 home games all season. 2002-2003, Michael Brown, 16 goals. Brownie may have only struck 16 times in the league, but he was certainly above 20 goals in all competitions, with the Blades reaching 2 cup semi-finals and the playoff final. With a 3rd place finish and over 60 games, the playoff final was a step too far for United, which meant a special season did not end in promotion to the promised land. 2003-2004, Jack Lester, 12 goals. The season after was a disappointing one, with the Blades missing out on the playoffs by just 2 points in 8th, with Jack Lester's 12 goals being the highlight. 2004-2005, Andy Gray, 15 goals. Another disappointing season ended up with an 8th place finish for United, with Andy Gray taking over the limelight at the Lane and away from the Lane too, as Andy Gray scored a last minute penalty at Highbury to take the champions Arsenal to a replay at Bramall Lane. The Blades lost on penalties in the replay and limped to the finish line in the League too. 2005-2006, Neil Shipperley, 11 goals. 11 goals for the season, scored by the big man Neil Shipperley. Doesn't sound like a great season, but Danny Webber and Steve Cabot also collected just as many goals. Along with goals from Tong, Jagielka, Akinbaye and journeyman Bruce Dyer, the Blades sealed 2nd place and promotion to the Premier League. 2006-2007, Rob Hulse, 8 goals. A very respectable number of goals for a recently promoted club, especially when Hulse was injured partway through the season and the Blades had to rely on Christian Narde and John Stead for the goals. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough goals from them and throughout the team, and the Blades were unjustly relegated after some dodgy dealings at Upton Park. 2007-2008, James Beattie, 21 goals. After a poor start to the season under new manager Brian Robson, the only shining light was James Beattie ripping goals in from everywhere. But Beattie's 21 goals could only carry the Blades to 9th position. 2008-2009, James Beattie, 12 goals. James Beattie's form continued and he bagged a massive 12 goals in the first half of the season before being sold to Stoke City. The Blades were in a very healthy position to take one of the top 2 spots, but due to the sheer lack of ambition, Beattie was replaced by his namesake Craig Beattie. However, the replacement didn't really go to plan and the Blades fell to a 3rd place finish. 2009-2010, Richard Creswell and Darius Henderson, 12 goals. Cressy and Hendo were joint top goal scorers with 12 each, which wasn't a bad return for both strikers. But this time the defence let them down and United could only finish 8th. 2010-2011, Ched Evans, 9 goals. Cresswell and Henderson couldn't repeat the season before, and with lots of injuries and loan players that didn't quite work out, the Blades suffered relegation to League One with Ched Evans coming out as top goalscorer. 2011-2012, Ched Evans 27 goals. Ched Evans caught fire early on in United's first season in League One, and if it wasn't for his actions off the pitch, he would have scored many more goals and would have helped the Blades to the Championship return at the first time of asking. However, he was sent down, the Blades surrendered second place to City rivals Wednesday, and then Steve Simonson turned into Johnny Wilkinson just at the wrong time. 2012-2013, Nick Blackman 11 goals. The Blades started off the season well with Nick Blackman leading the way, but the season tailed off and the Blades finished 5th, suffering a semi-final defeat by Yeovil Town. However, Yeovil did get promoted to the Championship that year, so fair play Yeovil. 2013-2014, Jose Baxter and Chris Porter 7 goals. The misery became 100 times worse the season after following Danny Wilson's departure and David Weir's arrival. The Blades sat rock bottom of League One and were in danger of dropping into the 4th division once again. However, Weir was sacked and Nigel Clough was appointed and took United from 24th to 7th and just missed out on a playoff spot. So what started out as doom and gloom ended up with a solid 7th place finish and a respectable 5-3 FA Cup semi-final defeat to Premier League Hull City. Plus we actually scored a goal at Wembley. 2014-2015, Jamie Murphy, 11 goals. The 14-15 season was a roller coaster with the Blades finishing 5th, nearly knocking Spurs out of the cup, and then finishing the season with a 5-5 draw with Swindon in the playoff semi-final. Jamie Murphy was the star of the season. It was just a bit of a pity that he didn't have 1 or 2 more players helping him out. It was a season of inconsistent performances. And at the end of the season, Nigel Clough was sacked and Nigel Adkins was brought in. 2015-2016, Billy Sharp 20 goals. After Nigel Adkins secured the signatures of Billy Sharp and Connor Salmon to link up with Che Adams, Mark McNulty and Diego Di Girolamo, a legendary song was born. However, the only striker mentioned that held up his end of the bargain was now club legend Billy Sharp. Billy scored a massive 20 goals in a very poor team coached by a very poor manager. The Blades finished 11th in League One, which was the lowest in this whole list and for some time. Following this season, Adkins was sacked, and the Blades were starting to think that they were going to be resigned to League One life for good. 2016-2017, Billy Sharp, 30 goals. In steps Chris Wilder, boyhood Blade, ball boy, player and now manager. His excellent tactical brain coupled up with his straight up, honest man management style helped multiple players blossom, including last season's top goal scorer Billy Sharp. Sharp scored even more this season and helped the Blades to a 100-point finish, but more importantly, promotion back to the Championship. 2017-2018, Leon Clarke, 19 goals. In the 17-18 season, the Blades started like a steam train, destroying everyone in sight, and finding themselves top of the league and journeyman Leon Clarke hitting a purple patch. That was probably the best month in Leon Clarke's career. He scored a hat-trick against Fulham and 4 against Hull. He ended the season on 19, but United dropped and ended up 10th. But for the first season back in the Championship after a long time, a very respectable finish. 2018-2019, Billy Sharp, 23 goals. After having a rest from being the Blades' top goal scorer, Billy Sharp took his crown back and bagged a massive 23 goals and steered the Blades to an unlikely 2nd in the league. But more importantly, promotion back to the promised land after 12 years out of it. So that brings us to the 2019-2020 season. And who knows who's going to be the top goal scorer this season? Could Billy Sharp get into the team and have a storming second half to the season and retain his crown? Could John Lundstrom be the first top goal scorer from midfield since 2002-2003? Could Ollie McBurney live up to his price tag? But at the time of recording this video, it looks like it's going to be Lys Mousset. What a waste of money, they all said. They're all eating their words now. So there is the last 20 years of Sheffield United top goal scorers. I hope you've enjoyed this trip down memory lane, and if you have, why not think about liking the video and subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and stay in good nick.